What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Petey Mac. Man, get on up here. Pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family. We on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. Yo, what's good, family? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Petey Mac. Welcome back to the porch. Yeah, we took some time off on the porch last week because I'm tired, baby. I had to, give me some rest, rejuvenate. It was a beautiful Saturday. I went outside, walked around, smelled the grass, and immediately regretted it because, pollen is back. So I was coughing and sneezing all day long, man. But, since the time I left y'all, stuff is revving up, man. Stuff is revving up. A lot of good music, TV and movies out. First, I'm going to start with the music. The Mississippi homie, Akeem Ali, Kimi Casanova, he is back with the texture tape. Man, it's about 10, 11 songs long. About 22 minutes, so that's like the standard for all albums nowadays. Hey, he's still on that 70s player vibe, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, I thought it was good. He did the average thing. He didn't put nothing on the cover, no text or anything. But he come out the gate on the first song, Polyester. He said, I own Netflix and chill. He said, that's not how it is, so we can just Hulu and groove. I was like, ooh, boy, yeah, there you go. Kimi Casanova back in full effect. Oh, man. The world of sports, boy, it's looking rough in the world of sports, man. NFL draft is going on. Cam Ward got drafted first overall. Travis Hunter, he's got drafted. Jackson Dart from Ole Miss got drafted. So on and so forth. 4 linemen went in the first round. But there's one person who nothing happened to. And everybody's kind of sitting there shocked. Shedeur Sanders is still on the table. Yes, these Shedeur Sanders, quarterback of the Colorado University Buffaloes, that was coached by his father, the legendary Deion Sanders, who wants to go by the moniker Coach Prime, still on the table. A lot of people say they think it was due to his, his cockiness and this, that, and the third. And they say they think they trying to humble him and all that. Some people say they don't think he's even that good to begin with. They's like, he was just above average and he got all that spotlight and everything, got his number retired at the University of Colorado because of who his father is. But either way it go, it's starting to look rough for the young buck, man, for real. But hey, he had Shansia there with him while he was waiting to get drafted. Y'all don't know, she's a Jamaican dance hall music artist. Fine as hell. Boy, that thing, woo, she's so damn pretty, man. I remember watching the interview. She was talking about how she believe in love and relationships and all that. Then she was sitting there, had them little faux locks in her head that was sitting long. She had this nice little dress showing off her stomach, had her legs crossed. They was looking nice. And one thing I like, when a woman crossing her legs, she doing that little bounce with it. Y'all know the little bounce sometimes. She was sitting there bouncing it and all that, saying that. Then she looked at the camera with that Jamaican accent. She said, I tell anybody I'm talking to, if we talking about marriage, it's different, baby. And the way she said the Jamaican accent, started smiling, boy, I almost knocked everything over. I wanted the Blue Skidoo through the damn phone, to my phone so bad. Oh my God. So hey, bro, if you don't win on draft night, hey, you should have a little party with her. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying what y'all need to do, what I think you should do, but you grown and she grown here. She got a baby, so shit. You know, y'all go in that room and, you know, you let her talk to a man about a horse. You understand what I'm saying? TV is wrapping up. So, 2 new things that came out on TV. Number one, on Apple TV, it's a show called Dope Thief, and it stars Brian Tyree Henry. Y'all know him as Paperboy or Albert from Atlanta. Kate Mulgrew. For those of y'all don't remember Kate Mulgrew, that was Red from Orange is the New Black. And Wagner Mortal. That was Pablo Escobar from Narcos. It's called Dope Thief. So the story is Paperboy, because you know I'm gonna use that character. Now, you know how black folks do. So Paperboy, he and his friend, they are 2 guys who rob drug dealers. They pose as DEA agents to rob drug dealers in the Philadelphia area. They take the money and, you know, they live out pretty much they like comical, less menacing, less more ethical cold version of Omar from The Wire. And my friend Kev put me on it. He told me about it. He said, man, I know you like cop shows and stuff like that, so I'm going to tell you about it. I was like, man, I was hooked. First episode, it's amazing. Love the show. That, like I said, you got those 3 heavy hitters in there. It's pretty good so far. Hey, the first episode start off with a bang, end with a bang, so that automatically gets you hooked. Unfortunately, I looked it up. It's only a mini series though, so I can't. Yeah, so it's only a mini series, so it's just gotta see where it go. But like, I'm interested. I'm intrigued though for it. I encourage y'all to give it a shot. I really do encourage y'all to give it a shot. Now, on to the next show. I didn't even know until one of my homeboys. It's my dude Naj. As a matter of fact, let me plug him right quick. His name is Naj Book, N-A-J space B-U-C-K. He an artist out of Philly, man. Y'all go on Spotify, check him out. He's working on a new album right now. I'm doing a drop on there. I'll let y'all know when that's completed. Do a drop. He had told me that the new season of the new season of Godfather Harlem has been released. Yeah, new season of Godfather Harlem been released. I thought it was gonna be later on this month. And boy, it came back with a bang, man. You know, I love, anybody know me, y'all know I love the story of anything dealing with like that late 50s, like early mid 60s gangster. I love that because it's not your traditional fedora, double-breasted suit, you know, Tommy gun thing, which I love that too. But I just like the, you know, the style they had in the 60s. You know, the brothers had the process. You know, they had the polo shirts with that was buttoned up. You know, they had the little pork pie hats that they wore instead of big fedoras and everything. And then it's in Harlem, so everybody, you know, we always love to learn about Harlem back in the day. And then I love Bumpy Johnson. I pretty much watch everything on Bumpy Johnson. I've watched Hoodlum. I've watched Francis Ford Coppola, The Cotton Club, where Lawrence Fishburne first played him. You know, he's Bumpy Rhodes, but everybody knew that's supposed to be Bumpy Johnson. Watched American Gangster. You know, I've read a book from his wife, Mamie, when she was talking about her time with Bumpy Johnson. And to be honest, if you read her book, you will realize that all this stuff, how she acts in the show, that is nowhere near how the real Mamie was. The real Mamie was, all the respect, seemed like she was just kind of like how all these girls are now. She just, I just need a man. You got to have money to do this. Whoop, whoop. She wasn't as sophisticated as the Mamie is on the show. But I digress. You know, it's back, and while I'm happy it's back, you know, A lot of characters, you know, they still the same as we left them. Still love them for this. The one character that seems to have had tremendous growth now that we coming back is Lucy. Lucy is moving like Stella. Lucy is the lady's name that plays the actress. Stella Gigante, you know, that's Chen's daughter. She has come back and she's moving smart now. She moving wise and everything, because you know, when we seen the first 3 seasons, Stella was just the dumbest thing in the world. It seemed like she was a Black Widow. Any man that hooked up with her, he was gonna get killed. But you know, Stella moving with she calculating and this, that, and the third. Like, for instance, the way, if you watch it, so you'll see that Joe Colombo, you know, if you know anything about mob history, he's one of the bosses that just got out of jail. And all the other bosses suspected he might have ratted because all the stuff he was facing. Why is he back out of jail now? Because the story picks up in 1966. And he only did like 18 months. So everybody's kind of like, why are you out of jail after this time? So he's trying to get back a pipeline with the I don't know why they call heroin this, because I've never heard heroin called this until I've seen this, the doogie business. But Chen don't want to mess with him for real. Bumpy's out of the doogie business. And he tried to meet up with Chen to like backdoor and hit him, but instead Stella was there. And she was like, I knew what you were doing. I knew you were trying to kill my father, but my father doesn't want to deal with you. So you deal directly with me. And Stella's kind of playing both sides. She's doing it smart. Like I said, finally this girl learned something, because she had just been a dummy for years. Like, girl, but like I said, it's good to see that. Now the only problem I'm going to see like I'm going to have this season is them introducing Frank Lucas. Now I didn't like this for a couple reasons. One, because like I said, it conflict with a bunch of stories. One, Frank Lucas, when we first see him, like in episode 2, like which is the episode that premiered last week, he is young 20-something, fresh off the bus from North Carolina in 1966. That is not factual for 2 reasons. Frank Lucas came to New York way before that. I think it was like probably the 40s, maybe the 50s. He left because of something that went on with his cousin. Watched his cousin get dragged out of the house and the Klan kill him when he was a child himself. So that's not factual that he just getting off the bus in 1966 come all in. 2, according to Frank Lucas's own account, which a lot of people dispute, especially Mamie Johnson. She's like disputes this in explicit fashion, basically just straight up calling Frank Lucas a goddamn liar. He worked for Bumpy Johnson for the last 15 years of his life, which, like I said, Mamie Johnson disputes it. She was like, my husband left Alcatraz in 1962. He died in 1968. He said, how in the hell can you be working for the last 15 years of his life? He wasn't even a free man for the last 15 years of his life. Okay. You know, so that's another. And then 3, it's 1966 when we see Frank get off the bus in New York City, headed for Harlem. And he looked like he in his early to mid 20s. Frank Lucas was 35, 36 years old by 1966. So that's what I'm saying. It's just, people are just, now this is where I'm starting to really see that people just, we're just throwing this for entertainment. We're not even trying to be somewhat factual to it. It's too much. You know, I know too much about history. I mean, like I said, I minored in history in college. I graduated minor in history in college. So it's only so much you can play with me about history. But yeah, I'm not feeling that. And like I said, that's a couple flaws. But like I said, I'm gonna watch. I'm entertained. Now I will say it's something that was kind of offensive in there, but I had to power through it. And low key, I'm gonna be honest, it was kind of factual. So there's a part of that. If y'all know anything about Mamie, Mamie is always trying to get on. If you watch the show, she's always trying to get on some type of committee, some type of council, some type of board or something. So last we saw, she got booted from Harlem U, and now she's trying to get on with some like committee with a white socialite from Manhattan. And she goes to meet with the white socialite from Manhattan. I think it's like an art board she's on. I think it's what the lady said. And the lady seems like she's liberal, but she's like most liberals. You claim that you are doing all this, but deep down, you're really a bigot yourself. We kind of peep that when we see her talking to Mamie in her parlor. I guess, all them folks had a parlor. They don't ever just have a living room, but then they be having a parlor, foyer, or a study, And while Mamie's getting served tea, she looks at, like, the maid, little young black girl, kind of look at the maid, and her and the maid kind of hit a side eye right quick. And the maid is like, man, kind of looking like, man, this bitch full of shit. And because black folks, when we somewhere, if we see somebody else, if we in a room full of mixed company, and we know we can't say it or do anything, but if something crazy go on, we'll both kind of look at each other, find each other, we'll have a whole conversation with our, like, you see this bullshit? You so crazy, right? So they kind of did that. Now, in that meeting, Mamie tried to bribe the lady by taking her to Harlem and telling her she could get her to meet James Baldwin. And the lady was like, ooh, James Baldwin. She's like, I love him. She said, I love watching him on TV. Said he just looks like a little chocolate frog. He's so adorable. Now, why that is offensive, y'all gonna get mad at me, and God rest James Baldwin's soul. But that's a spot on description of it. I'm sorry, it's offensive, but I'm like, part of me, I was watching on the couch like, that is terrible. But it's terrible because, goddamn it, it's true. Because love James Baldwin did a lot for the black culture, art-wise and civil rights-wise and everything else, and intellectually-wise, but that brother was ugly as hell, y'all. And her saying he was like a little chocolate frog, that's a great description. Y'all remember the book in school, Frog and Toad? Two friends have adventures in the countryside. Now that she said, I look back and I think, like, God damn, that's James Baldwin. Like I said, so why it's offensive? It got some truth to it. Two things can be right at the same time. It can be offensive and it can also be funny as hell. So yeah, that's how I feel about Godfather of Harlem so far. There is no new episode of Raising Kanan this week, but since I missed a week, we can talk about how it was going on. Everything's ramping up like jukeboxes. She's spiraling further out of control. Kanan, Crystal is there being the voice of reason, like basically don't turn into a monster and this, that, and the third. I still don't trust her. And Rock finally went ahead, she went ahead and put their mama down. She, like I said, their mama worked her way around, and every other child, they like, nah, we can't do this. We can't put you down. She asked Rock. Rock was pretty much like, say less. Got up out of here. So, Raising Kanan, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. And the Rookie, they've had 2 episodes of the Rookie. Week before last, it was an episode where they showcased how we know that Miles used to be. Could have went to the NFL because they had a flag football game against the LAPD and the FDLA or the LAFD. I don't know if they like New York City, they do FDNY, but anyway. And Miles was just burning them. Boy, he was turning on the jets and everything like that. It was a good episode. I'm not going to go into detail about that one. And this week pissed me off because they did the docu-series type episode again. I was like so prepared. Like somebody, and I literally did like this. One person said, I had my food, I was all prepared, I was ready. Then I started seeing they did the docu-series. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that was a waste of an episode, man. So, not much to see on the Rookie. I was kind of disappointed in this episode. Seemed like they do the docu-series episode just because they need a Fulham. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling this week's episode. Now I'm going to get on to new movie that just came out, with Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler. I'm going to talk about Sinners. And I'm just going to say this about Sinners. That was a phenomenal movie. Oh my God, top to bottom. But then again, it's Ryan Coogler. And then again, it's Michael B. Jordan. And I've noticed this. Whenever these brothers hook up, they going to create magic. Who would have thought when they did Fruitvale Station back in 2013 that they was going to go on to give us the Creed series and then Black Panther and now this. Them brothers are like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in the 90s. Anytime they hook up and to go to the finals, basically make a movie, they coming away with the ring. They coming away with the ring. They can't miss. Them boys, like I said, they got to be like the best of bros because like they just hook up and create magic. So the movie, as you can't see, it take place in 1932. Michael B. Jordan has a dual role of both twins and World War II vets. They named Smoke and Stack from Mississippi. I was kind of worried how it was going to be because I'm going to throw this little mini review out there because I had just seen Robert De Niro and Alto Knights play Vito Genovese and Frank Costello, and that movie was awful. I can't believe that movie was from the same guys who gave us Goodfellas, Bugsy, Casino. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, but I digress. So I'm sitting there watching like how they gonna do, but it was perfect. They played like these twins, like hustling twins that came back from Chicago to come to Mississippi to open them a juke joint. And it's just like how you always got one twin. You got one twin that's wild and rambunctious, always out party. You got the other twin they laid back and reserved. So we go through them, see them, open up their juke joint, then supernatural stuff starts happening throughout the night and everything. And it was a lot of stuff they did in there. They had a lot of symbolism in there. Like, they talked about griots. If you know anything about the legend of griots, they're West African storytellers. They the ones that pass down the stories using like sometimes like the drum and music and all that. They had a musical sequence in there where they kind of relate to that. They show like music of the past, show griots. Then they show like blues singer. Then they show like George Clinton on the mothership. And then they show like ballet dancers like with, Alan Haley and all that. Then they show like even twerking. And I knew when they showed twerking, I said, when they showed twerking, I said, we're going to see the Crip walk. And sure enough, right after that, you heard that West Coast synthesizer. You saw the boys Crip. I said, I knew they showed the building on fire and everything. Like, burn the roof off the mother sucker. I was like, boy, they incorporate all, the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. I was like, oh my God. They did their thing with that one. They also showed like code switching. So it's a part in there where Smoke and Stack, they pull into the town. So they pull into town and meet this Chinese family. They're the Wongs. So Bo, he has a store on the black side. And he, talking like us, talking that talk. And he sends his daughter, he sends us, hey, go get your mom from the store. So we see the girl walk across the street to the white side and go get her mom. And the girl's like, hey, daddy says he wants to see you across the street. And she's talking like how they talk normally. Walks across the street, comes in there, changes the vernacular and everything. And I was like, that is a perfect example of code switching. Oh, it was beautiful. It was done so flawless. But it also kind of showed like like the agents have been coming over here. They've been getting money out of everybody for years, and they've been playing the game perfectly. Like I said, it showed all kind of symbolism in there. I like Delroy Lundo because Delroy Lundo, he played Delta Slim like a drunk harmonica player. And if you pretty much look at him, he pretty much is the story of old blues player from Mississippi named Robert Johnson. That's the man who sold his soul at the crossroads for guitar lessons. The crossroads being Highway 61 and Highway 49 at that intersection, which I've actually been to. So, yeah, it was, like I said, a lot of symbolism in there, you know. And then what's funny to me is a lot of way they was talking to her. Because, you know, them old people always trying to act like they were so prim and proper. And we didn't do this, we do that. Boy, ain't nothing new under the sun. Them folks was talking so nasty, filthy. Like, there's one scene where Michael B. Jordan's character, Stack, the twin Stack, he met up with Mary, who was played by Haley Steinfeld. And she said, last time I seen you, she said, you say you don't want to be done with. She said, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I couldn't really believe that. I was like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. And then later in the movie, she told him, after she had got possessed by the vampires, because that's a whole bunch of stuff, I ain't gonna ruin all that for y'all. She said, so you can sit there and rob banks and trains, you can't steal this pussy for one hour. I was like, oh, Lord, wait a minute. And I've actually heard them old people from Mississippi, like my older family members, like hell, even my grandparents, I done heard them talk that talk. So that was beautiful because I like to see that they try to make it seem like, oh, we just this, that. But that was showing ain't nothing new under the sun. We all been wanting to get drunk. We all want to go out and party. We all want to get us a little taste. But like I said, the way it was shot, the music that was incorporated, the symbolism and the messages you had to pay attention to. Ryan Coogler, like I said, is not a 10 for 10. That was a 1,000 out of 10. So keep doing your thing. Oh, and speaking of which, I had made a video about that. Before I get out, let me say, hey, thank you to everybody who helped me go viral with the video I put up about the cruise that American Cruise Line is supposed to be having in Mississippi between Pensacola to New Orleans with port calls in Mobile, Pascagoula, Ocean Springs, Biloxi, and Ship Island. Before you get to New Orleans, y'all help your boy hit over 1 million views on TikTok, almost 500,000, not TikTok, Instagram, almost 500,000 views on Facebook, and I'm doing as like 25.5K on TikTok. Bro, I appreciate y'all for that, man. Thank you so much. Oh, boy, I've been viral, but I ain't never hit a meal like that. Oh, my God, that was a beautiful thing to see. Oh, thank y'all so much. But before I get out of here, we talk about social media. I want to say this about social media. Social media needs to go back to when you used to have a college email address or to get on there. Well, Facebook at least. Because, boy, y'all just letting any and everybody on there. Because, like, because social media really got people being delusional. So I got a friend of mine, not a friend of mine, let me not say that. So a lady added me on Facebook like months or so ago. And you know, it's one of them older women that still delusional, still talk like they 20-something years old, still want to be a hot girl and a city girl so bad. You know, they're somewhat attractive. It's like, Shawty, you ain't nobody for fight wars for you. You know, she put up a status. I put up a comment. Then she wanted to, you know, all of a sudden, you know how women do be like, oh, you sassy, is giving sassy and all that. And the thing was, I like to argue. I had time today. So I was like, I'm going to go back and forth. I don't care. You know. So she put it up. And she going back and forth with me, you know, that after you sassy, you broke and all that, and you gay, and you know. So I'm just sitting there just like, all right, come on. Come with another one. You got to come harder than that. So finally she said something and I didn't even argue, so I just put up the Waka Flocka gift where he kind of looked around and he chuckled, okay. And I And I left it alone. That was like last night. I wake up this morning, finally, this fool won't send me a whole paragraph in my inbox. And you not my pimp and all. I'm like, the hell is you talking about? You not my pimp and da-da-da-da. I'm like, shout it, man, whatever. Go on about your business, move around. And then she typed something. And I was like, shout it, you know what? You too old to be acting like this. Grow up, stop being delusional, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Get another message talking about some, oh, I see you typing, this ain't her. You can handle it with me. And you can, give me your number. And I'm looking at this like, this medium, social media, really allows people to get on here and really be that fucking delusional. Like, you really that pissed off? Or you really get mad about a comment that somebody made to the point where you're like, oh, we can meet up and we can do this, that, and the third. Bruh, it's social media. I probably don't even live in the same country you do. Damn sure don't live in the same zip code. And if you talking about meet up, you don't know what the fuck I got on me. A lot of y'all people getting that. You can meet me in the face. When them people meet up with you and they come and they got a pistol and they blow your ass away, I don't feel sorry. Because you get what you asked for. You get what you asked for. Because one of my favorite sayings, I've always said this. Somebody do some shit and then the universe returns it to them the same shit they asked for. That's a prime example of you fuck around and find out. Because I love to see examples of fuck around and find out. I'm the type of person, I've seen it happen a couple times, like, I can't believe this, he was talking all that crap, and that dude came up there, and he beat the hell out of him. Well, fuck around and find out. A lot of y'all need to stop that. That's why I said, social media, we need to have an age cap on it. I believe and it's a mixed sword, y'all, because I need it to do what I'm trying to do, because that's the wave. In order to be in the field I want to be in, I have to rely on it, because if it wasn't for this field, I would not even really be on it like that. But it needs to be like an age cap on this shit, man. Or they need to do like, psychological background checks for people to have it, because this thing really allows people to get on here and pretend to be people that they are not. Hell, it is even worse when it's somebody who get on there that we know trying to act like fool, we know you in real life. Why are you doing this? We know you. Stop. I can't. That's just like, I don't know, man. I'm done. I can't even. Boy, I need to get me some. I don't drink no more, but I need to get me some water or something. Because, Lord, I just can't even think, man. Look, that's been my time this week. Y'all know y'all can find me on Facebook. You know what my name is. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, PeteYmac10, PeteYmac10. Hey, man, get on there, like my other videos. Help them jokers go viral. Subscribe, share my videos, comment on them, help your boy out, man. I'm trying to be like the next Ha Davis or something, man. And y'all can find me on TikTok. That's PeteYmac89, same as Instagram. To drop the 1 to 0, put an 8 and a 9. Do the same thing on there. I'm trying to make it happen, Captain. Until next week, y'all be cool, stay calm, and get paid.